Log on YouTube. First ever YouTube video. And hopefully the first of many to come. Today, we're going to be... Wait, before I even get into that, let me introduce myself. David Tickholm, aka Saucy Day, on YouTube, as you're going to see. Today, I'm just going to be going into my trading plan, the trades I've taken for this week, my wins, my losses, my strategy. And yeah, I want you guys to come along with me. Road to 6 figures this year. Week 1. Weekly, I'm just going to let you guys see my progress as I reach different pinnacles along my trading journey. I want you guys to also see how possible it is to start from somewhere and to just document your growth from beginning to infinity and beyond, because you know what I'm saying, we try and keep this going forever and ever and ever. You know what I'm saying? This is like the ATM for real. So let's start on Monday. So boom, this is my first trade of 2024 right here. It wasn't a crazy trade, but I'm gonna explain my thought process going into this trade real quick. It wasn't nothing too crazy. As we can see, 200 EMA going straight through it, flat, meaning that it's flat. I personally, first let me just explain to you guys, I trade supply and demand with high probability gaps in between, which means an imbalance, meaning that I know when, like to my trading plan, when price comes over here is a high probability and my edge that it's going to take off from this area, right? So let me share with you guys my thought process going into this trade. As you can see, we have order flow coming in from London session. We was breaking minor structure. We broke major structure right here. We broke major structure and it left a gap and it left a demand zone. So a 5-minute demand zone. So I don't even think I had any higher time frame confluence on this one. Oh yeah, we did. We had a 15-minute confluence, and yeah, that's about all we had. It was flat on the 4-hour. I don't really check the 4-hour too much because I'm really trading the 5-minute. The 1-hour, we had clear EMA, strong EMA confirmation on the bottom, which was a push for it to go up. But 15-minute looks good too. Came back to this was a low probability though, 15-minute, because there was no gap above. As we can see, orders were taken above this area, but on the 5-minute we had a gap, which is amazing because that's what we trade. The only thing we had to watch out for was the EMA going straight through price. And as we can see, I took my position at let me see, 182. I'll make this a little short. 183.662. So like right about the break of a candle, I wanted to see it break a little bit more. We went for a 1-to-1. You know, not trying to do too much. A good 9 pips. You know, I twin traded. When I seen that candle break to the bottom, I was thinking about closing, but since I'm learning to trust my trade, I was like, okay, no, this is a good area. The only thing that would make me think otherwise is just the fact that 15-minute was low probability. Which is like, it can just break through that area and go to this next demand zone right below. But I was like, let me just hold. It can maintain. So I've seen these win before. Boom, it went and it hit my take profit. So that was my W for Monday, right? Now let's get into the week. Let's get into Tuesday, man. So I don't even normally trade GJ. Usually I trade Nas 100, GU, as you can see on this side, GU and EU, right? So we're gonna go to the 1 hour, and then we're gonna go to Wednesday because I switched pairs because I was like, okay, Nas is doing what it wants to do. I missed that other position. Like I told you, if it's still in your favor, if it's still in your zone, and it breaks the candle again, and it matches your confluences, and your odds are still in your favor, take that trade. The first one can just be a fake out in order to take that liquidity before blasting off again. And that's exactly what it did, and it showed us. And it showed me, and now I know moving forward as well, good positions, right? So, boom. And it's at the end of the day, trading is a probability game. So, boom. Now this is still Wednesday at 9 a.m. Right? Yeah, we gonna break this down. I know you see it. We gonna break this down. So my confluence for this trade, we got the 200 EMA going below price. We never really want to trade towards the 200, but listen to what my confluence was, right? I know the 1 hour was the same thing, but look, I had a 1 hour supply zone that we tapped into, but it's also been tapped multiple times. So the more times it's tapped into, the weaker it is, or the less it's likely to hold, which I understood. The 15-minute, we was in a 15-minute area, supply area, although this is it's not really like nice supply zone for the 15-minute that I would look at. But if we scale down that zone, there's a nice chunky gap. Although the gap is very miniature, as you can see, there's a gap area right there, which means it's a high probability, which means it's a higher probability, higher odds are in our favor for this trade, right? So, and we have breaker structure to the downside. We like that. We like to see that. So aggressive selling going down. We like to see that structure. The only thing we don't like is the 200 EMA at the bottom, but it's okay because everything else was stacked in our favor, right? So boom, broke this structure to get back to here. And we could count this as a double top because it made a W. However, once again, I got a fake out. No, once again, what happened was that I got in aggressively. This was the trade I got in aggressive on. I got in aggressive on this trade. And I'm explaining to you why I got in aggressive. Whenever my zone is less than, it's like 4 to 3 pips, and I have gaps, and I see this type of, or like I see a gap like this to the bottom, like, oh my gosh, and going for a 1-to-1 and then leaving a runner, I was very, like, you know what I'm saying? The odds were in my favor. I didn't know what was gonna happen because I understand in my psychology, I gotta always realize, and we have to realize that the market can do anything because we're not the only ones in the market. There are other traders that move price as well. There are banks that move price as well. There are traders with bigger holds of capital, bigger lot sizes that move price more than, like, heavier than we can. So with more lots. So although all my odds could be stacked against me, all it takes is 1 or 2 traders to go against me for me to lose the trade. All I want to do is position myself to win. That's all I can do ever. And risk manage and accept the risk that I'm taking going into that trade on any given trade. So on this one, I got in a little aggressive because I was like, if I went for a break it candle, it might be too low, and that risk that I would be taking on it, I wouldn't want to accept that. It would be too large for me. I wouldn't like that. And yeah, so, and I seen how small the zone was, so I was like, oh, I'll gladly just take it from the zone. Boom. Yeah. And it ended up reversing on me, and I realized that, like I said, double top, it was a give and go, because what I was thinking was, I don't usually even counter trade, and I gotta realize that this basically was a counter trade because market structure was still going up, although it consolidated a little bit in this area and was creating orders. The 200 EMA was still at the bottom, which was, yeah, a big thing. And yeah, that's just what it was. And my risk management on that was good. It didn't really lose a lot of money. Risk management was good, but I lost both trades this day, so I got off the markets and I was done. So now we're gonna go to Thursday. Mind you, I'm so proud of myself and in this journey that we're on. Not just me, if any traders is watching this, because like a lot of big things for us is, let's be honest, is greed. You see a loss, you're thinking ahead, oh, I gotta get back at the market. Like I gotta prove something, or I gotta, like, I can't. Oh man, you feel that emotional turn when it's like, no man, you gotta understand your discipline has to be your number one. Your psychology and your attitude and going into these trades have to be number one. You have to accept that the market doesn't owe us nothing. And the information we use, the information that the market gives us is neutral. Just like we can win or lose a trade, there's another trader that is winning and losing. If we win, there's a trader out there that lost. If we lose, there's a trader out there that won that same position. So that's what we have to understand as traders and be willing to accept whenever we decide to enter this market. It's a big thing because it will help improve our psychology so that we don't think we have to spam trades or, oh my gosh, why isn't the money? No, it's a probability, man. And just put the odds in your favor and keep the odds in our favor. That's all we can ask for when it comes to doing this. So let's keep it simple, concise, and straight to the point, right? So, boom, literally on the same pair. So we keep this going. Thursday, my next trade. Let's move this up a little bit. Boom, another time, another opportunity, right? So, boom, we're gonna move this back to this zone. We're gonna move this back to this zone, and once again, high probability 5-minute supply. High probability 5-minute supply. 200 EMA above our price, which is amazing indicator. A minor breaker structure, and aggressive selling to the downside. This is all I needed to see, right? And keep it simple. And as you saw, it had a great reaction. Oh man, this is what I learned. It literally faked out in the same candle. We got the break of candle and it faked me out. And once again, once it faked me out, this was my thing. Boom. It touched the 200 EMA, right? I lost the trade. Risk management was okay. Could be better because there was a lot of news that dropped around this time too, mind you, because it's 9:20 a.m. Let me go to Thursday. We had the 200 EMA. This in turn was just a good 5-minute move. Minor breaker structure. The only thing I didn't like was 200 EMA running through price. You never really like to see that. As I told you, Nas, majority of the time is always bullish. All time frames is bullish. I should have paid attention to the 4-hour to see that it might be coming down to the 4-hour demand zone to tap. However, I seen such a clean 5-minute high probability zone that I believe I could go for 1-to-1. And once again, like I said, I follow my rules. The only thing that I will say, once again, I did was that it was a double top. Boom, double top right here. Hold on, let me just mark it off so you guys can see. Double top. This is initially this is the trade I should have taken, right? However, once again, I told you what Nas usually does, and the reaction from the candle as we're looking at down here, it was all I needed to see. It literally just tapped, got the orders from here, tapped into the zone, to the high probability demand zone. We got the break of candle, which I like to see too, and it went a little bit, and then it just completely broke my zone. And for trades like this, like I said, this anything can happen. This could have been a successful 1-to-1 and then dropped. This could have went for I could have been able to leave a long runner, because Nas does that when it comes to like after New York Open, around like after 9:30. It could just run into like 12, into exhaust around 12. However, this was not the case, and it ripped right through my zone, and I didn't really even have time to like look for like how to get out, like a way to get out, because literally just blasted down, like it literally just trickled down. And yeah, I just left it at that. Got out that trade. And after those two, I was done for Thursday. Listen, more than anything this week, this is probably the best week I've ever had in discipline. The best week I've ever had in discipline, man. Like, my discipline was on 100. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Everything was crisp. I already understand trading is probability. Was I tight losing these trades? Yes, because I know I'm making just still making minor mistakes, still just getting faked out. Position's not horrible, but it's certain things that I could peep that be like, maybe it's not the ideal trade to get into, right? So Friday comes along. Let's move to Friday. I don't want to make this video like 2 hours long. Like, nah, I want to make this quick, clean, easy. You feel me? So Friday comes along. Euro USD. That's the one we was on. So Friday, majority of Friday, early in the day, there wasn't really no trades. There was a lot of just markets was a little weird. Like, I won't say weird, I would just say like odds wasn't really my favorite this week. It was just, you get what you get when you see it, right? So I go to the 5 minute. Clearly we see the 200 EMA. We clearly see the 200 EMA at the bottom. What I should have paid attention to is how much price had already been going up on a day, right? So it's 9:55, a little bit after New York Open. And usually I like to see more structure than this. I will say these not even the type of trades that I like to take. I was in a mindset, if I'm being honest, my own thought process getting into this trade was that, okay, price is going to continue to just go up. Like, price is just going to like go crazy. As we can see over here, this was a low probability, yet it blasted off. I didn't take that, but it just blasted off, right? And come over here, I'm just like, okay, like I said, I should have looked at to the left and seen all of this order flow and been like, I gotta see cleaner market structure coming into my zone. However, I've seen a mini breakout from my zone, a very minor break of structure came into my zone. Barely had the break of candle, but had a little break of candle, and once again, like I told you, hit me with the fake out. So I got faked out the trade, and I lost that one. Yeah, like I told you, this wasn't like the best weeks, but in terms of my discipline, this was probably my best week yet. Friday, let me break down Friday for you. Friday, we had a high probability Hold on, let me just tell you. Friday, I already had this marked off. High probability 1 hour demand, which then left a 15-minute high probability demand as well. Oh my gosh, amazing. Which then left a high probability 5-minute zone. What I should have recognized is that it didn't even tap. Nah, it never tapped. Honestly, it never tapped. What I could have done is taken this off the 15, but I don't trade the 15, and I couldn't scale this down to the 5-minute. I would have only used these two candles, so I wouldn't have taken entry from up here. I just wouldn't have, because I only use two candles. I don't want the zones to be too big, and it ended up taking off, which was amazing to see. It was an amazing sight, and I was just like, okay, I see the 200 EMA. It's a little flat. And it's a little late in the day. You know, I was trading from 7 to 12 because I always like to give myself maximum time that I could while looking for quality setups. The more time, the merrier. It's not a rush. But what I realized too is that around 12, prices, especially on currency, start to like dip, or it might slow down a lot. So I love the reaction from this zone. Although it was low, like I said, although it was low probability, we got the 15-minute and we had the 1 hour. We had the 1 hour, and it still hadn't broke to the top yet off the 1 hour. Like we talk about, Nas is always buying more than it's selling. We had the 200 EMA to the bottom, which was amazing sight to see. 15-minute, 200 EMA going through, but still at the bottom. I loved seeing this rejection right here. It grabbed the liquidity from right here on the 15-minute. So I was like, okay, came here. I liked how it wicked my zone and the reaction off my zone. Now I just needed to see a break a candle. Wicked my zone again. Candles is not finishing inside the zone. Once again, it's not finishing inside the zone, which was like, okay, like this was giving me great like this, which is helping me with my odds. I was like, okay, I like what I'm seeing. Took the break a candle right here, and boom. I knew I was done for the day after that. I knew I was done for the day after this. But yeah, ultimately, having done all my trades, ultimately this week I went 1-6. Risk management was still decent. Could be better. Obviously, my risk management could, like, my lot sizes, especially when I'm using, like, when my zones are big, or like when the stop losses are a little more than I expect, gotta go down a little bit a lot, so I'm not feeling no way when it goes against me or price starts rejecting against me, because you gotta be able to like stay calm, cool, and collected, and just play your odds out. You know what I'm saying? The market is gonna do what it do. The only thing I can expect the market to do is to print candles. I can't expect it to win me the trade. I can't expect it to lose me the trade. All I know is that I'm only gonna enter trades that are in my odds, and that's all we have to focus on. So apart from this week being, you know what I'm saying, not one of my most profitable weeks, I am so glad, because I know this was a test for me. I know this was a test, testing my mental fortitude, testing everything that I'm learning about psychology, because I have gotten rewarded for over trading. I have gotten rewarded for over leveraging, for over risking money, and long term it wears off your mental, man, and it's not good for you, man. It's just too much. You leave yourself emotional distraught, because it's just so much that's happening to you at once, and it's not a thing you can do consistently. One thing I will say about this week is, although, like, you know, my decision making in the markets could be a little smoother, could be a little better, pick a little different trades, which I will be better next week, Lord willing. Still gonna be taking the same trades, just, you know, like I said, like trusting them. If I see my odds, take it, do better risk management, and I will win. If it's supposed to happen, it will happen. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen in the markets. It could either go my way or not my way. But I know I'm gonna always play probabilities. So, without being said, thank you guys. This was week 1. We're gonna be doing this, man. It's road to 6 eggs, man. We try and get there, Not trying, we will get there. Through trading, show people we can make it happen, that it's possible. That, man, you can be whoever you are and you can work to get to where you want to be, man. And I just want people to know that. And this is gonna be my journey that I'm just gonna be showing you guys. I'm gonna be showing you guys my trades. And the videos are gonna get better over time, man. Like, this is my first video. Hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe if you want more content like this. Thank you.